M7 2026 is shaping up to be one of the most competitive World Championships ever, and several teams are entering the tournament with game-changing momentum. With a $1 million prize pool and top squads from every corner of the globe converging on Jakarta, expect fireworks. Whether you're here for the wild clutch plays, underdog stories, or pure championship level macro, this upcoming M7 might just redefine what it means to be the best in Mobile Legends. Welcome back to Mobile Legends News. The M7 World Championship 2026 is approaching fast, and fans around the world are already buzzing with speculation about which teams will shake up the global stage, with powerhouse rosters locking in their slots and rising regions showing huge improvements. This year's competition is shaping up to be the most stacked M series yet. In this video, we break down the standout contenders, the strongest, the most hyped, and the most dangerous teams heading into Jakarta. If M7 2026 was a movie trailer, this would be the part where the camera zooms across Jakarta, dives into the arena, and then cuts to the very top team warming up like they're about to drop the greatest esports crossover event ever. And that's exactly the energy surrounding the teams heading into this year's championship, because each squad arriving at M7 carries not just a region's hope, but a unique identity, a set of strengths, and competitive story you'll want to follow closely as the tournament unfolds. Let's start with Onyx Esports, Indonesia's pride and one of the clearest threats going into the event. Their recent MPL Indonesia Season 16 performance shows a team that's dangerously stable, the kind of stability that wins long tournaments rather than just flashy matches. Their macro game is polished, to the point where they often look like they're playing with mission objectives only they can see. Onyx feels like a perfectly tuned machine, efficient rotations, perfectly timed objective control, and a roster that understands spacing and tempo as well as any team in the world. Their occasional weakness, however, comes when chaos erupts. They can sometimes look stiff when forced into unpredictable, scrappy skirmishes, like a chess grandmaster suddenly dropped into a fistfight. But if matches follow the structure Onyx prefers, they're an absolute menace. Then there's Alter Ego, the Indonesian team that proved adaptability can be just as terrifying as raw strength. Their journey through MPL ID Season 16 was a constant showcase of flexible drafts and smart mid-series adjustments, which is exactly what the Swiss format of M7 demands. Alter Ego plays like a Swiss army knife, one moment methodical and farming safely, the next moment ambushing opponents with calculated aggression. They're comfortable in long series where reading the enemy is half the battle. If Onyx is the precise, well-oiled machine, Alter Ego is the unpredictable tactician who suddenly changes the rules mid-fight. That alone makes them one of the hardest teams to prepare for. Now, across the ocean, the tone shifts completely. The Philippines is sending two beastly names this year, Team Liquid PH and Aurora Gaming. Historically, MPL Philippine teams bring a brand of chaos that isn't random but instead weaponized. Filipino squads often carry a mix of mechanical swagger and high-pressure clutch instincts, making them scary even when behind. Team Liquid PH brings that signature discipline meets aggression style that has carried multiple PH teams deep in past M-Series tournaments. Meanwhile, Aurora Gaming's roster showcases hungry young talent with strong synergy, the kind that thrives in explosive teamfights and can steal wins off pure outplay potential alone. Watching Filipino teams is like watching street magicians who can also deadlift your entire team. They pull off things you didn't expect while shrugging it off like it was nothing. Both Philippine representatives enter M7 with strong records from regional competitions and a mountain of expectations. If Indonesia brings power and the Philippines brings flair, MPL Malaysia and Singapore bring something that sits right in between: tactical precision. Teams from Malaysia and Singapore often play a patient, methodical style built around punishing opponents' mistakes rather than forcing every play. They might not always trend on social media with insane montage clips, but if you step wrong once against them, they'll dismantle your lead like they've been waiting the entire match for that exact moment. Their style can feel almost surgical, carefully picking fights, slowly taking vision, and systematically choking out the map. This calculated approach becomes especially effective against ultra-aggressive teams who can sometimes overextend. Malaysia and Singapore squads aren't always favorites to win in championships outright, but they are absolutely the type of team that destroys brackets by knocking out the wrong titan at the wrong time. Recent standings and results show how much more competitive and disciplined this region has become over the last year. Then we head west, where lately MPL MENA has been leveling up faster than many expected. Team Falcons, fresh off their dominant MPL MENA Season 8 victory, come into M7 with enormous momentum. They're a cohesive, macro-first team who thrives on discipline, structure, and punishing opponents who don't respect them. Falcons are the classic don't underestimate a squad. Give them an inch and suddenly your gold lead is gone, your buff is stolen, and your jungler is respawning while wondering what just happened. Their approach is less about flashy mechanical plays and more about well-timed rotations and unified execution. They understand the metagame deeply, and they're coming into M7 eager to prove that MENA is no longer just a wildcard region. It's a real threat. Japan also deserves some serious attention this year. Teams like Zeta Division have been gaining traction through disciplined, expertly drafted games. If Indonesian teams are wolves and Filipino teams are tigers, Japanese teams are like hawks, precise, calculating, and ready to strike at the exact moment their opponent slips up. Zeta's disciplined team fights and steady improvement throughout qualifiers are exactly what makes Dark Horse runs possible. Their drafting is one of their deadliest weapons. They enter matchups with a clear plan, often shutting down enemy comfort picks or creating compositions that scale harder than they look. If they secure a good read on the current patch and surprise one or two top seeds during the Swiss stage, don't be shocked if they start trending globally. And as you zoom out and compare the playstyles of each major region, M7 2026 starts to feel like a grand experiment in MLBB philosophy. Indonesia plays like a wolf pack that hunts objectives and coordinated aggression. The Philippines enters with showmanship and sheer mechanical grit, ready to outplay anyone in a 5v5 brawl. Malaysia and Singapore prefer structure and punish overextension like seasoned strategists. MENA delivers cohesion and disciplined macro, thriving on punishing drafting errors and snowballing early game advantages, while Japan and other emerging regions bring sharp, clean drafts and steadily improving mechanics, making them dangerous in best of ones and early tournament stages. Each region's identity naturally counters another, creating a rock-paper-scissors dynamic that guarantees unpredictability. That's why matchups matter so much. A disciplined Malaysia or Singapore team can dismantle PH aggression. A chaotic PH team can overwhelm an Indonesian macro team. A Japanese draft-first squad can outthink a MENA team that relies on structure. And an Indonesian team with perfect rotations can crush emerging region teams before they even hit their comfort power spike. The Swiss stage format amplifies this dynamic even more, because teams aren't just fighting opponents, they're fighting the bracket itself. A single bad match can throw you into the path of a regional heavyweight, while one upset win can rocket you into safer territory. Adaptability becomes the currency of survival. Recent Swiss stage and playoff structures from official M7 announcements make it clear that consistent adjustments will matter even more this year. All of this prepares the stage for the rising dark horses who could completely reshape the narrative. Team Falcons from MENA are riding surging momentum and cohesion, the kind that can suddenly end a powerhouse team's tournament run. Japan's Zeta division has the discipline and drafting IQ to set traps for more favored squads, and several emerging European, CIS, and Latin American teams are coming into M7 with improving mechanics and unfamiliar playstyles, which is exactly the ingredients needed to pull off upsets that rewrite group standings. Recent qualifier updates show that these regions have made significant progress and could cause havoc in the early phases of the tournament. And when you put this all together, you get an M7 environment ready for beautifully controlled chaos. Each team brings something distinct. Each region brings its own interpretation of what winning MLBB looks like. And each matchup can flip the tournament narrative on its head. With the official format emphasizing long-term consistency over single miracles, you can expect stunning drafts, risky gambles, late-game macro wars, clutch heroics, and at a very least, a few matches that become instantly community legends. M7 2026 isn't just about finding the best team. It's about seeing whose style, discipline, and adaptability rise above the rest under pressure. Basically, M7 2026 is shaping up to be one of the most thrilling and unpredictable world championships the MLBB scene has ever seen. With powerhouse teams from Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore, MENA, Japan, and emerging regions all bringing their own strengths, strategies, and signature identities, every match feels like it could shift the entire storyline. These teams aren't just contenders, they're chapters in what might be the most competitive M series yet, and every viewer should keep a close eye on how they collide in Jakarta. So, let me know in the comments which team you think will claim the M7 crown and why. Are you backing a powerhouse, a dark horse, or your home region's horses? And don't forget to subscribe because the next videos will dive into team breakdowns, predictions, and everything you need to know before M7 kicks off. Till next time.